All right, we will in fact
Alright.
be going into the pick and bans for Team 4 and 1 and Cookie
Wait, we're
Crumblers
already fucking.
at the moment.
Sweet.
Yep. So the first ban coming up from Team 4 and 1, Jinx. They saw just how much it caused them trouble last game. They do not want to be Team 4 and 2.
I mean, just with the momentum that's been happening today, I feel like they might become Team 4-2 after this one.
Definitely
gonna have to
agree with you there. Sorry, I was put on the spot and I was not ready.
It's okay, it's okay. What do you think about that, what do you think is gonna come up for the next ban for the Cookie Crumbler? Probably Kale or Urrat?
Definitely one of the Kale or Urgot power picks because we know how Chip loves those power picks. He definitely goes for the Urgot the most, and
Alright, looks like we see a no ban coming through. Definitely an interesting choice. There's a lot of very good picks that could be.
This is definitely very weird. I don't know if we should have a no pick.
The thing is, in LCS this past weekend, FlyQuest actually no banned once against Team Liquid. So they might just be trying that one out.
Definitely.
Looks like 4 and 1 goes with a no ban to counter. See, this is a strategy that you see a lot. People, there's a lot of good picks right now, and they want to leave as many up so they can get as many on their team. So both teams seem to be adopting that strategy.
We're actually seeing 2 no bans coming out from 4 and 1. I actually just can't believe this right now, Derek.
This is insane. Alright, let's see what happens next. Looks like we're getting another no ban. Okay.
I actually believe we will. Another no ban coming out from Cookie Crumblers. Actually, I believe I've gotten information from the coach of Team 4 and 1. It does seem that they will be resetting the pro drafting tool. We're not sure what went wrong, whether that was a technical error or a coaching error. I definitely don't think there's a problem there. No ban is definitely a viable option. What do you think, Derek?
I mean, with so many power picks out right now, with the Kale, the Urgot, it's definitely feasible strategy to no ban, because you can make sure that at least, say they first pick the Kale, you're at least getting 2 of the OP picks on your team.
So definitely not the coach's fault there. Definitely a smart strategy there, coming out from both 4 and 1 and the banned Cookie Crumblers. Whoops.
Yeah, I know Xander, he's an intelligent drafter, and he's pretty good on the clock, so I don't think that he would accidentally no ban.
Exactly. I'm definitely gonna have to agree with you there, Derek. It does appear here we do have the new lobby now made, or the new pro drafting thing made here. We should be getting into them soon. We will see in a moment.
Alright, so I think we're gonna see the Jinx ban again. We'll see what happens with the Cookie Crumbler side.
We may see a ban coming out from them.
To see the no ban come out again.
Definitely agreed. No ban, again, as we've been saying for the past 5 minutes, it's definitely a viable strategy with, again, the power picks being Urgot, Galio, Kale, and those things like that. And let's get right into this draft.
Evan, I gotta get your opinion. Just looking at the teams on face value, which team do you think is gonna win today?
I definitely have to go with 4 and 1 because, let's be honest, I might get kicked off varsity if I don't go with 4 and 1, but anyways, Kale ban coming out from Cookie Crumblers. Kale definitely a very strong power pick and a strong flex pick. She can be taken both top and mid, flexing builds such as like the Nashor's Tooth, Gunblade, Bork, Triforce, and things like that. What do you think of the Kale pick, Marius? I think the Kale pick, great choice to take away from Team 4 and 1. Julian has shown prowess on it previously in scrims, been able to carry games with it. Great choice to take away. However, Cookie Crumbles again coming in with a second ban on Urgot here. They may in fact be doing themselves a disservice by taking away some of those flex picks. The coach of Team 401 is known to highly value those, sometimes to his detriment. This may in fact be helping him stop a bamboozle on himself. Zoe, a third ban right here coming in.
Dang, and so for the first pick, we see the Hackern come out for... who's their jungler? Is it Vidago right now?
I believe so. Vidago is actually, no, for Team 4 and 1, their jungler is Vidago. My mistake.
All right. He had a rough showing last game, but Hecarim is definitely a strong pick, so let's see what he can do this game.
The Tristana pick coming out from Cookie Crumblers, definitely a very safe pick, has that buffer time, has that jump, definitely can get out of sticky situations. And paired with the Cho'Gath pick, a very good blind pick, not actually the most safest pick due to the Klepto top laners being extremely viable right now. But so far, they have a pretty decent front line with the Cho'Gath and a decent front to back with the Tristana as well.
Yep, that Tristana, a great choice, especially in order to enable that repositioning and possible good positioning by the AD carry for Cookie Crumblers. Now, Sivir being picked up by Team 4-1 as well. What do you guys like? What do you guys want to see for a third pick here?
I've actually been really impressed by Rosa Sigurd's Akali, and I think if they don't pick it here, banned.
And it looks like they did not pick it here. Possible bans coming out from Cookie Crumblers. More bans possibly targeted to the mid lane. We already have what seems to be 2 of them with Kayle and Zoe.
Definitely a very strong pick coming out from 4-1. We might be looking at an engaged top laner, maybe something like J4. Chip definitely loves the J4 top lane. And the Morgana pick coming out from Cookie Crumblers. A solid staple pick middle. Always safe with that black shield.
Yeah, also a semi-flex pick. It may be going bot lane. And there is the Akali ban, like Derek was saying, that if they do not pick it up, Team 4-1 has just now passed up on that opportunity.
Yeah. And then the other ban's probably going to be directed toward mid as well, maybe an Echo. And I think Team 4-1's probably, target the mid pool. Like, we don't know where the Morgana's going, but if it's not mid, Mozo's pretty much exclusively played Syndra, so that's a good thing to take out. And then the Renekton ban coming in against, I believe it's Borge. His signature pick. He's definitely run rampant through a lot of these in-house games.
Yeah, with Borge, terrifying Crocodile. You got to ban him out. Crocodile Hunter not around anymore. May he rest in peace. You need someone else to be able to wrangle it, and no one seems to be able to handle it, and the only way to do it is to avoid it.
Very well said, Marius.
All right,
I really want to see what Borge picks here.
Yep, and another Katarina ban, finishing out the bans. Cookie Crumblers here now with the first pick for here. We're going to have to see where they're taking the Morgana. Possibly support, possibly mid lane. She is viable in both currently. Sejuani in the jungle. 2 incredibly strong frontliners for the Cookie Crumblers. This is going to be a difficult team to front to back against.
Morgana, I believe, is definitely going to go bot lane. A very good and safe pick against Braum. Basically stopping his engage and giving Tristana free movement around the lane, especially the passive. If she can get the black shield onto Tristana in time, Tristana can just run around and run people down.
Yep, and Team 4-1 going with the Corki pick. A safe choice, not knowing for sure if the Morgana will be mid lane or not. Corki, a good pick into the Morgana. Able to farm effectively and wave clear enough to be able to keep up with the Morgana. Ornn top lane for Borge.
Realize that Corki is an AD champion with that passive being 80%, I believe.
Yeah, it's about 80.
Yeah, it's 80.
Converted to AP damage. Ornn also being picked out here for 4-1. Ornn definitely a safe top laner. Definitely the counter pick into Cho'Gath because Cho'Gath can't trade as well as Ornn in lane. You'd have to pick Klepto abusers into tanks, but Ornn is just one of those people with grass.
What just happened?
Actually, Garen coming out for Cookie Crumblers.
What just happened?
This is insane!
Yeah, the casters actually are completely thrown off.
Mid.
We did not see this coming.
I have some inside information about the Cookie Crumblers, and Mozo actually has some experience on Cho'Gath mid.
Cho'Gath mid. How does he build him? Does he go full AP?
He goes full AP. So.
Oh, that is a terrifying thing. We are possibly going to see a Yordle get crunched today.
I'm not too sure. I think Cho'Gath is actually just going to get bullied out mid lane by the Corki.
I believe he very much might.
Very mobile compared to Cho'Gath.
Corki does have that range on him, and if that Gatling gun, he can stay at that distance and just whittle away those resistances and burn them to pieces.
Yeah, so looking at the 4-1's team, they definitely have a crazy hyper-scaling comp with Sivir, Corki, and the Ornn items. And the Cookie Crumblers, they have a ton of frontline and very good peel for the Tristana.
Yep. This Evan, as a top laner yourself, how do you feel about the Ornn Garen matchup? Who do you think is the edge in that?
I definitely think, because usually what happens is if Ornn sees the Garen coming in with his Q, he just W's, and with the W animation, you wait out the silence cast time, and with the grass proc and the passive proc onto Garen, usually you win the trade, and you still have your E if you need to get out of sticky situations. But for the Garen, it's actually just going to be tough, because Garen has high base damages, but if Ornn gets those items in lane, he's definitely going to just roll through the lane, I think.
Yeah, Chris also last game had a very good showing on Garen, so he might ride that momentum into this next one.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a great job into that Alawi, managed to hold off while he was weak, and then hitting that level 11 absolutely took over that lane, got ahead, and I think he ended that game 6-1.
All 4-1 have to do is just keep their mental strong and get to the late game.
Yeah, it's definitely a factor in this game. They took a pretty tough loss.
A detrimental loss.
Yes. And hearing some of the interviews with the opposing team, they feel that 4-1 may be a little shaken up after that one.
Exactly. So, Marius, in the mid lane, what do you think the Cho'Gath is going to be going for against the Corki early?
Repeat that question one more time for me, please.
What do you think Cho'Gath is going to get against the Corki early?
You know, I don't have that much experience with the AP Cho'Gath mid. I think I've seen... Usually, I believe people go Proto Belt on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a master Cho'Gath mid-only player, and he rushes Revolver and then runs to the enemy red when it respawns and tries to one-shot them every game. So,
it could be a viable strategy if Cookie Crumblers know about it.
Yeah, that could be.
But...
Now, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This is an interesting draft from Cookie Crumblers here. I was wondering in the 3 minutes that we have while we're waiting for spectator delay, if we want to get some coaches' interviews to hear their opinions on the drafts and how they think this games will go.
That would actually be very good.
Sounds fantastic. As long as I can grill Chip.
Let's see if Chip is willing to accept it. But we currently have Xander lined up, which we will be pulling him in very soon for it. But I believe if the Cho'Gath is able to not get bullied too hard, it should be okay. He's going to be very damaging, and that true damage feast of his will be frightening. Now,
for sure.
Chip is currently ready, so let's pull him in here to get his interview, and we'll then move on to Xander afterwards.
Alrighty.
Chip, welcome to the Streamers Box.
Hi.
We'd like to get your opinions on the current draft. What were you looking for in your team this game?
Well, the early Hecarim was a fake flex on our part. We don't play at top lane, but it looked good. We wanted to get our jungler onto something that's a little more useful if he falls behind, something a little tankier. We also didn't want to fall into the same trap of building an early game team and not executing, so we built a comp around scaling. The Corki pick also forces the Morgana to go support because that matchup is abysmal for Morgana mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
The Cho'Gath flex is weird. Corki's got a good matchup in the Cho'Gath, so I'm not sure why they did that. You're going to see something a little spicy out of Corki level 1 that we're planning. He should bully the Cho'Gath out of lane at level 1 here with an Electrocute plus E.
For any of the Cookie Crumblers listening in, disregard that.
The Orin Garen matchup is going to be, I believe it's Garen favored, but it's going to be a little rough. If we can get the Orin going, though, life's good. I think Orin provides more utility for a team than Garen does. Orin also helps your team outscale by getting you the gold generation. It's basically 1,000 free gold every single level after, is it 12 or 13 in stats, which is pretty cool.
After level 13, I believe.
So you're basically just getting 1k free gold for hitting that level, which in this game I can almost guarantee you we're going to get to that point. And then Sejuani Hecarim, I'd be really surprised if that matchup is Sejuani favored. It has to be Hecarim favored. Hecarim's a bully right now. Conquer's really strong. Wins the 2v2s, wins the 1v1. I think more team fight utility as well. It doesn't have the same, I guess, engaging quotation marks, but it's Hecarim. He's got move speed plus ult. Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, thank you, Chip, for your insights into your team here, and good luck.
Chip.
Let's see if your team's able to pull it out this game.
Thanks, man.
How is the mental of your team so far? Because after that loss, we know how it was, but
it was fine, man. We went in there, we had a little chat. I told him what's up, and we all agreed that we're gonna be 5-1 after this game.
Bold words coming out of Chip.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
And I mean, when you've got someone like Xander drafting, it's a joke. It was ridiculously easy to win that draft. There's a reason why he's a player and not a coach, is all I'm saying.
Harsh words from the coach. Thank you for the interview. We're going to be pulling in Xander now. You guys heard it here first. Chip throwing some harsh words.
I mean, someone say there's a reason why Chip's a coach and not a player.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
now.
Quick question: what's the rating of this Twitch channel?
There's actually no cursing on this Twitch channel.
Gosh darn it!
Yes.
Yeah. Xander, did you hear the
PG-13? Definitely. It's a PG-13
Yeah,
game.
all
You
I'm
have to be a
saying
teenager to play, after all.
How can a one trick who barely made it to diamond know what they're talking about? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the ranks speak for themselves.
The
That's what I'm
ranks
saying,
do
dude.
speak for themselves. Now, Xander, what was your team's thoughts going into this game with the team composition that you drafted? What was your guys' goals to accomplish with these?
So we kind of figured they were gonna ban Jinx, and Mr. Coffee Rat has told me that his Tristana is nearly as good as mine. I just have to take his word there. I know it's not, but like I believe
I
him.
mean, that's
Definitely
a
believable.
bold claim.
Definitely 100% believable.
That's a
Bold
bold claim.
words.
And we were definitely looking for not necessarily entirely late game, because they got Sivir, and we were like, okay, we need to end this game kind of early. So we grabbed a Cho'Gath, knowing that they would think it's a top lane Cho'Gath, but we were planning to go mid with it anyways.
You actually fooled the casters with the
I-
Cho'Gath pick.
I
When
know,
you picked
right?
the Garen, we all were confused.
The casters had no idea. Now, how do you feel about the Garen top matchup there? How do you feel that should go?
I think it's Ornn favored, but at the same time, I think Chris is good enough to just not lose very much. Because he doesn't need to win. He's not gonna kill Ornn, and Ornn's not gonna kill him. It's just gonna be tanks slapping each other.
Tanks
That's all
slapping each other. That's what we're going to see. Some exciting gameplay out of the top lane. Now,
Basically.
yep. And you heard it here, folks. We've got a lot of spicy words being exchanged from the coaches. One coach that is meant to stay a coach, and the other, we've been told, is easy to draft against. Xander, thank you for the interview. We'll be getting into the game very shortly. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. And that's the interviews from the coaches today. We will just shortly be getting to loading screen, about 5 seconds on the delay, and we'll get this game rolling, guys.
Very excited. Very
Cannot
excited.
wait.
First time ever casting on the in-house stream.
How does it
Very
feel?
excited. It feels very good to be here. I definitely think I'm gonna have to bring the great content a little bit, but
I mean, it's in the name, so
for real, it really is in the name.
It's definitely great to have you here. And what I thought was interesting in those coaches' interviews, we heard conflicting opinions, with Chipper thinking that it was Garen favored, while in fact Xander said it was Ornn favored. Evan, how do you weigh in on that?
Definitely believe that it's definitely an even matchup, but it's slightly Ornn favored just because of how Ornn trades. Ornn, whenever he W's, he has a cast time and he's still unstoppable. Even if that silence goes through, it's still gonna apply the Ornn passive, giving Ornn like a 0.5 second stun and just either E away or walk away. And then by the time the silence is out, he can just Q and then run away. But Garen does have that passive that allows him to sustain and take trades in lane. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused about it. Everyone else seems kind of confused about it, but
Do you think that
We'll just have to see when we
Garen
get into
reaching
the
level 11 will be able to effectively bully the Ornn, or do you believe he'll have enough armor at that point to just shrug it off?
it will definitely start becoming Garen favored because Ornn is mainly a team fighting champion. His early game trades are amazing, but once people start getting their ults, it's definitely very hard for the Ornn, especially against the Garen, because usually with an even lane, if you have an execute ult, it's in favor of the execute ult.
yeah, something interesting coming out here is we actually see the Hecarim with the flash instead of the ghost. I wonder if that's intentional by Chip or if that's just a miscommunication between coach and player.
Not sure.
All right, and we are now, in fact, in the game. We'll be able to see the starting items for each of the players and what they plan to do. We have seen the traditional 5-man split across the map, just make a very safe early game choice in that sense. Corki has, in fact, started with the Gatling gun. We saw it here.
And with the electrocute, what do you think about that strategy to push the Cho'Gath out early?
I find it an interesting strategy. I think I have seen others, in fact, go the electrocute on Corki before. I personally am a fan of the fleet footwork. It may be different because I have not played it against a Cho'Gath, but definitely a good choice. Good trade coming in by Mozo. Looks like he's winning that so far. He only has 1 health potion. I don't know what happened to the other one right now, though.
A lot of times you want to save your gold, so when you base for the first time, you can get a better buy. This is just Mozo thinking he's the better player, so he doesn't need the extra health pot.
You are correct. He is, in fact, saving it. As we can see now, he is sitting on 50 gold.
All right, another interesting thing to note.
If you could check your Discord for me.
Another interesting thing to note is John Galt opts for the exhaust once again. He's one of those supports that seems to always take exhaust, and sometimes I feel like Ignite would be better, but if that's his playstyle, then you gotta respect it.
Definitely a pretty standard start coming out from both sides, getting those pixel brush wards. Hecarim starting on red, standard start, and
Yeah.
Sejuani. Now, for Sejuani, usually it's pretty conflicting to go either Golems or Raptors. Standard usually, though, Sejuani usually goes Raptors, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This Cho'Gath seems to be doing just fine in the mid lane. He's sustaining with his passive that gives him the health.
Yep, that's his passive. Gives him health and mana on every single minion that he kills. And Corki already having procced the Electrocute on an earlier trade.
Oh.
Mozo bringing it back with some damage. Not letting him get those things for free. And we see tanks slapping each other in the top lane.
A good trade for Borge there against the Garen. I don't know. I think Chris might be overcommitting, tanking the minions there. I don't think he should be going in for trades.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be careful about that minion damage early on in the.
Definitely
Alright,
agree
so
with that
see
one,
the-
especially while Garen does not have his Judgment, the spinning ability, because that allows him to keep up those slightly longer sustained trades. With only level 1, he probably just wants to go in, get that Q, and run right back out.
Damn, Mozo's landing a lot of those Qs onto the Corki.
A lot of them
Borge
for sure.
might need to be careful here.
Especially because Cho'Gath got buffed this recent patch with a cooldown reduction on his Q. Now he has
Sejuani-
used his one and only potion. He may be regretting that come soon.
Yeah, Corki's still with the. He just used one, now 2 charges left on the corrupting. He might
Borge
get out
going
sustained in the
toward
mid lane.
Top lane here. Gank going off mid lane. Vidogo tanking a tower shot, but nothing else too exciting happens. Sejuani looking for the Scuttle Crab, I believe. Yep. Now she could either look mid because it's pushing in. Top is probably the more favorable outcome to get maybe a Summoner spell because
Prince
Horn is
the-
extremely pushed up.
The vertical jungle come out here.
Also, interesting note, Hecarim did in fact go 3 health potions as opposed to the usual refillable potion.
I know Chip is not a big fan of the 3 health potions, so
We may
Borge
in fact be
has
hearing
been
from him at some
off
point about that.
Actually, Garen has lane prio. A little bit of a trade coming out here from Borge. The W coming out. The E going into the wall.
Borge
Chris
looks
Chris
stuck.
has a call flash here.
Borge forcing out the flash.
one thing you gotta love about Borge is he's always a rock, so consistent.
For sure. As he'd say, later Gator. With the Renekton pick.
Tends to be the Renekton.
Unfortunately, it sucks.
We will not see it today.
Yeah.
We did see the famous Zim Shady Kha'Zix come out today, but we will not in fact be able to see the Renekton tonight.
Yeah. I've actually heard Renekton bus maybe approaching the PBE, so
Renekton
Might
bus
need to look out
approaching the
for that.
PBE, we may now soon have more than just one Masters player.
former Masters player. But
Former Masters player. My mistake. I forgot he has regressed in his ability.
Borge actually knowing that it's going to push back into him if he just sits there. Good patience coming out from Borge. And we see a gank coming out from the bot lane. Mr. Blue Llama getting behind the Sivir. From
Stop
behind,
taking
jumping
it.
away, getting hit by a vine.
Heal coming out from
Heal
Snake
blown.
Thorn. And that is his
Good
first
sacrifice,
blood
but
going
don't
over to the
roll.
Tristana.
Definitely
Yeah.
should have had a different ward. I don't think that ward there on the blue side, you definitely want to put it where that plant is rather than there because you lose vision of the river there.
Alright, flash blown by the Cho'Gath. He did have a great rupture on that Corki, interrupting that W, and another trade going on in top lane. Borge seems to be coming out ahead in this. Vidogo getting bullied by the Sejuani. Smacked around a little bit. We should probably see him. Yep, he is now in fact going for the recall as most of his jungle is clear. I imagine we will see the same from Mr. Blue Llama sometime soon. Borge
Yeah, well,
going for the
honestly-
first item, Sheen. Evan, how do you feel about that?
very aggressive.
Definitely a very solid item right now. There is no pressure in the top lane. It's definitely very neutral. Borge has the advantage because of the matchup. And with that, trading with just W auto becomes even more scary than it already is.
Also, we see the first dragon up is the Infernal Dragon, so probably want to see a lot of jungle pressure directed.
Bellows breath coming out from Borge.
Yeah, this first Inferno Drake, both teams are looking for some form of scaling to some extent. A lot heavier on Team Borge gets carried in terms of the scaling. May even be possibly seeing a
Chris actually
solo
goes down here
kill.
by Borge. Wow. And Borge gets some plates. Get that money,
Borge
baby.
with the solo kill. We heard from Xander that they really were looking to have top lane have nothing happen. They were looking to see Chris play safe and not die, and it appears Borge has proven to be a rock in the top lane, and he has just crushed Chris.
Now, with the read on the vertical jungling, they should know Sejuani's red is back up, so Hecarim might have prio on this because bot lane's pushed in and Sejuani's top side, so they could go for maybe a sneaky dragon here.
Yeah, and you also have the teleport advantage onto the Ornn right now. So if they want to make a team play towards Dragon, that is a possibility.
That is actually a huge factor, bringing a lot of pressure to the table. Borge picking up, definitely going for that Iceborne Gauntlet first. A very confident, bold young man right there.
Bold.
Bold.
Alright, and he does conserve the TP as he walks back to lane.
Very smart, very patient.
I really want to see them try to abuse this this advantage they have gotten through the top lane solo play.
Mm-hmm. Hecarim doesn't really need to focus on the top side anymore. Or he can just get top side more fed.
Yep, and Tristana coming back to lane with a BF sword. May have more of that kill pressure now down there as the Sivir is currently just sitting on a call field.
Good trade coming out from mid lane. Roasted Sigurd up 20 CS compared to the Cho'Gath. Now we know that this is how this lane was supposed to go. Mr. Blue Llama looking for a gank here. Roasted Sigurd might actually be able to turn this.
Mr. Blue Llama may go down here if he's not careful. Okay, both mid laner and jungler making it out, but Mr. Blue Llama a lot lower health. He may have a difficult time clearing, and Vidogo, if he can get into position quickly enough, may just want to force the dragon going
Might
back.
be looking for a dive
Could be
here.
looking for a
onto
dive
the
here, yeah.
Cho'Gath.
This is what a play I like to see. This is aggressive.
Vidogo definitely picking up, didn't need to ult, but definitely picking up the kill onto the Cho'Gath.
Oh,
and goes down actually.
Executed. That is what you like to see. If you have to die, and execute is the way you want to do it.
Yeah, so that's a super good play for Team 4-1, looking to make it 5-1.
Chris actually overstepping here. Borge should capitalize on this. But
Oh,
doesn't.
just missing the knockup.
Landing the W actually wins this trade here. We see the power of the Sheen there coming out from the Bellows Breath and the Ornn passive.
Strong
And
hits.
just an auto attack.
And the Cookie Crumblers trying to force down this dragon now that they've seen that the jungler for Team 4-1 has died. And actually able to snipe it out right
Roasted
there.
Sigurd might be able to get a kill here.
Oh!
Oh,
Vidogo in a trouble
Vidago
spot right
flashes
now.
in, takes the ult.
that is a team player right there.
That was a very interesting flash there coming out from Vidogo.
I think that may have saved Roasted
He
Sigurd.
may have saved the Corki, yeah. Oh, he might be dead
And he's
here.
actually going to die here.
Roasted Sigurd doesn't have Valkyrie up. Definitely going to go down there.
Ooh, and an assist on the Sejuani.
That is the power of the Cho'Gath.
But I feel like the Corki would have been fine there with the Valkyrie up and the buffer time on it. So even if he got hit by the Sejuani ult, he still would have gotten over the wall.
Maybe true. Big if true.
Does it actually continue moving? I thought it comes to a dead stop.
I'm not too sure.
I am not either. We will have to ask someone else who is...
The resident
Last one of the
Corki
players
man.
next game.
Yeah,
Whoever that
I don't know if we have any of those.
Borge picking up the Iceborne Gauntlet. Huge power spike here, actually. If Chris doesn't read that, Borge might just get a free kill here.
Another one.
Another one.
And that is what you want to see out of Borge.
DJ Khaled! Bot lane actually still quite even for that gank that went up earlier.
Yeah,
Corki
so Corki's
coming
Actually
with a
going for a
package right
commitment
now.
here, popping the Sivir ult. The upgraded package coming out from Corki. Another Valkyrie on top of the Morgana. Morgana stopwatches. Tristana gets knocked out by the Braum ult.
Tristana with the return kill. A 1-for-1 in a
We got
2v3
Sejuani
situation.
and Cho'Gath running down.
No Sejuani ult right here.
A
Misses the
missed
Q
flash coming out
flash.
from the Sejuani. Can Roasted Sigurd get Valkyrie up in time? Valkyrie is up
Oh, let's go,
and gets
Mozo.
wasted.
And that's a Yordle crunch right there.
Another trade coming out from Borge. Chris does not
Yeah,
win
close
this.
by top.
Oh, what a close fight. Tower dive beginning
Very
in bot
close
lane.
fight.
Snakethorn
Borge
having to
actually
flash. Ryan
should
flashing
be
after the
Copycat might have his another
copycat.
auto, but he doesn't.
Mr.
Well,
Blue
trades
Llama
all along
tanking
the
the
map,
tower.
but I feel like Cookie Crumblers are coming out ahead if they can avoid
Vidogo
the
getting a
Hecarim.
flank here. Actually hitting Copycat here. Copycat way out of position.
That was greedy. That is, you are Tristana, not Singed. You do not want to be proxying that wave right there.
Especially into a Sivir wave, or into a Sivir lane where you both just need to scale up in front and back.
Oh, close
Chris
to the
getting the
top.
kill. This is non-stop fighting.
The Black Shield saving Akimozo for a few seconds, ultimately leading to his demise.
Sit back and scale is what some coaches may tell you, but Team 4-1 says no. We are fighting our way into the late game.
I mean,
Preach it to the choir,
another
baby.
way to scale is to just get 20 kills in the early game.
If everyone has
Exactly.
20 kills, one of you is going to have more gold in the end.
Exactly.
V-Doggo
Bot
taking
lane
down the
CS
Krugs, getting kind of low.
Is his W up?
Actually in favor of... No, actually dead even, actually.
It's pretty even.
I wasn't thinking about the Eye of Frost on the Morgana.
Alright, so Chris actually gets the revenge kill back onto Borge in the 1v1, so
And
this top
Chris
lane matchup
actually-
may be
Go ahead.
swinging towards Chris.
Yeah, especially because Chris picked up the Black Cleaver here. That Iceborne Gauntlet's resistances are just going to instantly fade away.
I think that just continues to show just how even this top matchup is. We
Exactly.
had conflicting opinions between the two coaches, and it looks like even these solo kills are conflicting.
Nothing
Alright, Ed.
really fancy happening right now. Just people farming up, doing what they're supposed to do, scaling up, things like that.
Evan, from this point in the game, who do you think has the advantage?
I'm gonna have to go with Cookie Crumblers here because Cho'Gath is already 2-2 into like an unfit. This matchup should be hell for the Cho'Gath. This shouldn't be this passive. But now that Cho'Gath has scaled up, gotten that proto belt, got that roam off bot, it's kind of scary because they're gonna have a huge front line way before 4-1 has anything like relevant.
Definitely very frightening. And the next dragon coming up is a mountain dragon. If team, oh, top, gank coming in on top right now.
gank
Borge
coming
is way out of position. Should go down here.
Oh, and Mr. Blue
Borge
getting the
definitely
kill. A
does
little
not want to
unfortunate.
be there. Good Q coming out
Wow,
from
look at that Cho'Gath
Akimozo.
poke. He does
Yeah.
actually opt for the proto belt first.
Yep, and like I was saying,
V-Doggo going over the wall.
very brave by him. He'll have to ult out of here. Good ult. Times it correctly with the stun.
Not
Now, like-
sure why V-Doggo was there, but
Yeah, there's
I mean, a
nothing
man's
there.
gotta do what a man's gotta do.
That should be a free herald. Now, like I was saying, the Mountain Drake is coming up. If the Cookie Crumblers are able to get that, they are going to have a very strong Baron take here. And a teleport coming in. Borge is
Coming out
coming
from
back.
Borge.
They do not want to give this up.
V-Doggo's actually still in base. This is still looking like a free Rift Herald for Cookie Crumblers.
No
Yeah, I
ult
don't
from
think
Borge
that
just yet.
one
Here it
can
comes.
Test this. They're trying. He steals it by
Corky
hitting
with
the
the
Actually
guy.
going
steal.
in here. Will they be looking for a full-on committed fight? Roasted Sigurd actually dodging all of the CC.
Borge
It's actually
goes,
insane.
Borge goes ahead and grabs the herald as well, so they are going to get it out. They're not going to have it denied. Can
They
V-Doggo
stole it!
turn this?
That was a little unfortunate. The Herald actually turned around, allowing Corky to hit the eye, doing about a little over 1,000 damage to it.
Lorenzo might be out of position here. Nope. Just gets away scot-free.
That is super
That's the
unfortunate.
Born Garrett matchup,
The
baby.
Morgana may in fact die here. Way out of position. Morgana going down
way out
to
of
the Sivir.
Copycat has to jump out of there.
That is not what you want to see.
7-7, 15 minutes in for 2 scaling compositions.
This is a spicy game. Great final game of the day right here that you want to see.
I'm not too sure who actually outscales each other here.
I think
the
it's going to
scaling
come down
definitely
to
goes Team
whether or not
4-1.
Mozo can land those good Cho'Gath feasts. If he's able to get that onto a carry, that either takes them out of the fight or may just one-shot them.
That is true.
Still conflicting opinions here in the casting. Wow.
I mean, these teams are just too evenly matched.
Exactly. Borge trading with Orenzor again.
Chris does in fact have the ultimate, so good idea of Borge to start walking out of there. That may have been a lot closer once the Garen ult came in.
Now, one thing I don't see in these in-houses are freezes set it up. Like, people are not setting up freezes at all.
That may
They're
be
just
something the
pushing in
coaches.
mindless.
Yep, that may be something the coaches want to go over at VOD review.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they've seen AMT play, they know his style, and a lot of the junglers are breaking the freezes, unfortunately.
For
Very
sure.
true. Both junglers, in fact, breaking freezes, especially when they play lane.
Especially, I haven't seen it in the top lane here, but when you're both tanks, minion damage isn't really relevant.
Oh, Vidogo charging onto that vision cone, scaring them away. He is opting for a Cinderhulk this game. While 2-1, he's not going for the Warrior. We saw a Warrior earlier on a Hecarim while behind, but in fact now he is going Cinderhulk when he is arguably ahead.
Yeah, that's definitely some of Chip's influence. I know after, I think they do want some frontline considering they have two pretty good range carries on their team.
Short
so.
little trade here coming out from Borge and Chris. Chris actually scaling hard, hitting that 11 power spike.
Junglers have found each other in the river, and they are just backing up. Okay, back to farming with the junglers.
I really want to see if Forge can get a chance to use this Rift Herald and maybe get a tower or two, or if that is just gonna run out of time and then he's gonna have to drop it down.
I definitely think they should take it to one of the lanes with Prio, mainly bot lane with the Sivir push in. They're always on the tower. This is definitely free pressure from the bot lane.
Vidogo clearing out the ward. Giving John Galt the run for his money with a vision score. Only 4 behind him so far.
Vidogo going on to Chris, actually hitting a minion there.
That actually reminds me, we did not in fact see John Galt hit that 200 vision score last game because of how quickly
Yeah, he only got to
closed
about
out.
70.
Yeah, not even halfway there. So that is unfortunate for everyone in Twitch chat. We
Rift
will
Herald
not
coming
be
down here
seeing
mid.
that. This should be a free tower right here.
Forge might be overstepping here.
Yeah, Forge be overextended.
He's gonna get feasted.
Oh, maybe not.
Not
Flash
yet,
coming out
not
from
yet.
Forge. Roasted Singer might actually be able to turn this 2v1. The
Forge with
Horn
the knockup.
coming out from Forge.
No, he-
Knock up onto the Cho'Gath. getting
Not even the
Cho'Gath.
feast.
Valkyrie onto this Sejuani. Wow.
It's very unfortunate. Mozo was looking for the feast but couldn't quite land it because of the chain CC. And now they're actually looking to push a second tower.
They might actually get an inhibitor here.
There
No
needs to be
one
some
else
kind
from
of
Cookie
rotation.
Crumblers responding. You are correct. I don't think the Sejuani will be able
Chris
to do anything.
has the TP. We're not seeing it.
The charge goes up on the mid turret, but they look to back off.
Definitely a safer
Maybe looking at a
play
2v2
here.
in the bottom lane.
Rumble coming out. Sivir's still able to win this though. Getting a 1-for-1 trade. Definitely
auto reset.
still dead even. I don't understand.
The
2K gold
Tristana jumping out there, kind of leaving the Morgana out to dry.
There should be another tower going over to Borge gets carried, continuing to build that gold lead. I believe this gold lead is all located in the towers that they've taken right now.
Coffee Cat jumping in here. Not gonna win that against Sivir with the spell shield. Not sure what he was thinking there.
That was a close fight.
I might be a little too toxic, but I don't think that
No
was
one can
great
be more
play.
toxic than Chip, so you're doing great.
Chris has in
He-
fact gotten a return kill on the tower in top lane. He is now heading the tier 2. He's actually gotten to half.
Wow,
He
he's gonna
might
get that
be able
one
to get
too.
it.
Chris actually just straight up becoming the Rift Herald. I don't understand. Forge not responding to this.
You know, Chris may have seen that his tower is going down in mid lane, but he raises you one better. Like the theme of this game, trading and trading. Chris takes
Exactly.
2 towers in top lane.
But Blue Side does have that 2K gold lead here.
Yeah, that's super scary when you consider the scaling they have.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Sivir
Sivir.
4-0 with the Essence Reaper static shiv. Once she gets IE, that Tristana cannot like even walk up. She has to front to back. She has to kill those tanks. Sivir, however, has those boomerangs, bounces off those tanks, hits the backline.
Moby Boots seen on both the supports this game. We should be seeing them moving around, getting a lot of vision on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh,
they're going
Snake
for the
Thorn.
20.
Chris actually bought a Sterax, by the way.
Is that what you would have gone in this situation?
Actually, definitely, yeah, because Chris is looking like he just wants to split. Hasn't even, he's used TP 4 lane, and that's pretty much it.
Especially in a game like this where it's just fight, fight, fight. You want that Sterix for it.
Mm-hmm. And now, I don't know if Borge can definitely not all in Chris at this point. Because Chris has that Black Cleaver, he has that 500 health shield coming up from Sterax if it procs. And we can just see that. Those
Yep.
short trades is what Borge wants, not those commitments.
And not only that, Chris is perfectly happy getting them both to low health and walking away, letting that Garen
Exactly,
passive bring
with
him
the
back
Garen
up.
passive.
Alright, so we see the top laner swap bottom, the bot lane swap top, and looks like we're going to continue the laning phase.
This is where Team 4 and 1 wants to be. The longer they can draw out
Here
this
we go,
lane
Chris going
phase,
to
the
the
more gold they're
commitment.
going to get.
Yep.
Looks like something's happening in the top river. Mr. Blue Llama in a dangerous position.
Sejuani actually needs to get out there. Nice. Good Arctic Assault coming out from the Sejuani.
Sivir pop, looking to run down that Morgana.
Wow, they just might catch her. Snakethorn doing the damage. V-Doggo.
And that is a
Now
kill.
they might die to Tristana here.
That is not the place you want to be.
Let's see what they plan on making out of this. Are they just going to take the tower, or may they actually force the Baron?
Chris actually bullying out Borge. This is good pressure. This is literally dead even trade. Again, we've been talking about that trading, and Chris is literally just going to trade another tower. If Borge stays here, he's just going to die.
Not only that, if Team 4-1 wants to force the Baron, then Morgana is still dead. Borge cannot teleport to it just yet, especially if Chris interrupts it.
Borge actually resetting, then backing off. Borge has to immediately run bot, but Chris is going to get some good tower damage with that Demolish, with that Q. Things like that.
Yeah, Chris is looking like he needs to be able to take over this game to carry them through the mid game.
Chris playing like the big man. He a big boy.
Oh my gosh,
Whoa.
the Corky damage with the electrocute, one-shotting the Tristana.
Oh
Man,
my
Coffee Cat has not had a
God.
good time base checking bushes in this in-house league.
Yeah, Coffee
What
Cat
is yes now?
absolutely destroyed. Now the real question is, did he in fact see the Corky and think that it would not have done that much damage?
I didn't think I was gonna do that much damage, but
Chris could actually win this if he turns. With the Morgana and Cho'Gath here. Vidogo kind of playing a little too ballsy for my liking.
yeah. So we see about a 4K gold lead for the side of 4-1, but they do have a few shutdowns, adding up to a total of about 1,000.
Right
We
now,
want to
we
see
just need...
Tristana try to pick those up because that's your main damage in the later stages of the game.
And right now, all the tanks have are health. And Sivir, because she's so fed, she could just shred straight through that.
Next dragon is looking like Cloud Dragon. Team 4-1 will want to pick that up. Sivir and Hecarim both benefit greatly from that Cloud, especially with the Sivir ult
Yeah.
in there. You're not going to want to give up these neutral objectives when you're ahead like this. I don't believe that the Cookie Crumble is going to face them in a full-on fight at this point in time.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough position if you're the Cookie Crumblers because you don't really have the scaling, and you're already a little bit behind.
Package looked like it was going off cooldown there. That's why Chris used, or Julian used it.
Looks like they're
Actually committing to a
taking
fight
this
here.
fight.
Horn coming out. Hitting 3.
You see Chris spinning on the back line, trying to
Yep.
punch out the Corky.
Chris with the
Again,
flash.
red side just has that huge front line. They need that armor pen, they need that Borg, they need something to just get through it. But now that the front line's actually running away, they were able to just clean up the Morgana.
Cho'Gath was not able to get a feast down just yet that fight.
Oh, aggressive
Frozen
Flash
Sigurd
by
actually
Sigurd.
flashing over the wall. Will he keep committing to... He actually could pull this off.
one for
A
one
little
with
bit
the Garen.
too much, but
Looks
good
like Coffee
try.
Cat can clean this up though.
Borge actually just needs to get out of here. Good E coming out from Borge. Sivir there for the reassurance.
Upgrade onto the Trinity Force by that Ornn. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that right there.
Definitely not a good investment of gold right now.
Yeah, I believe like Corky is going to be building that Infinity's Edge. I think he could have waited for that upgrade, gotten the Infinity's Edge upgraded. A lot
Exactly.
more attack damage coming through with that.
That could be like a BF sword right there.
Alright, so
we see blue team resetting.
yeah, they are resetting now. They've got a lot of gold in their pocket. Are you guys wanting to see Team 4-1 go for that Baron Force? Do you want to see
I
them force
definitely
this
want to
objective?
see Team 4-1, 4-1. But they have 2 TPs. They should be splitting these sideways. Baron, they only need 4 people on the Baron. They could send Julian bot lane or something, because he can just kill any tank right now, because they have no MR. Garen building the Warden's Mail. Cho'Gath just going straight AP, I guess.
Yep, and true.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Borge, very tanky at this point. He can tank that Baron for a very long time, especially once he completes what is looking to be a Warmog as his third item.
Exactly.
They can play that dance forever.
Right now,
Yeah.
I think Hecarim's going for Yumu's with those 2 longswords. I'm not sure if that's the buy here.
Interesting build by him.
They
Going
just need
first into the
solid front
Cinder
line
Hulk.
now.
We'll have to see.
We will have to see indeed.
Alright, Evan, what do you think the Cookie Crumblers have to do to get back in this game?
What do I think the Cookie Crumblers have to do? Sit back, scale. Again, we see the front line showing out. Chris can just get into the back line and just start 2v1ing the Corki and Sivir as we saw in the last team fight. Hecarim actually getting caught out here, sorry about that.
Hecarim having to blow the ultimate to get out.
But if Red side just wait to get their items and waits to just sit where they are, because right now they don't have, like, it's not that big of a lead. I know 6k gold is a lot, but they still have the health bars and they're actually getting this pick here.
Forge in danger.
A definitely awkward spot for the blue side. Recuperating though, the Ornhorn coming out. Sivir caught out actually in the front line, not sure why. Garen just in there. He's,
Oh my
yeah.
god. We just need to
He
see
is
that feast
getting-
from the Cho'Gath on Borj and he's gonna go down.
And that should be Baron.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see
very
them
well.
running over to the Baron right now. Garen should be full health again by the time they get there. No junglers up for either side, however, all damage dealers are up. They have Cho'Gath. That is a smite by itself.
Not
Yeah, that
actually
was
having the Baron. They're gonna shove out mid. I don't know if that was the call.
I
feel
don't
like right
believe
there,
so. I
if
think
you're
they just
behind,
made.
you've
I
gotta
think
go
they made
for
an
the
error
Baron.
in that. They could have taken a free Baron. They really don't want to give an opportunity for Team 4-1 to be able to take that
They're
themselves.
just gonna get 2 tier 2s. They're making it even in towers now. I don't know. With Baron, you could start splitting, send the Garen into a side wave, because he can now match the Ornn.
Yeah,
Look at
definitely
that,
an
look at that
interesting
damage.
decision.
So I definitely, for my conclusion for the top lane, Ornn wins the lane, but Garen wins later.
Yeah.
Big
I really
pass.
seen that Garen come out. He was able to kill the Sivir in that fight, and that was super huge.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's only a 2k lead now. They actually over half the deficit with just that one play.
The Morgana and Cho'Gath are actually still in base. Very low. They should look for the catch here onto the Garen or Sejuani.
Yeah, Garen's super far up without his team. It looks like it
Why
might be a
is Chris just
5v1.
sitting there?
Garen has no
They're getting the
flash.
knockback. If Garen goes down here, that's definitely Baron. Ornhorn coming out from Forge, hitting Copycat, getting the knockup onto Copycat. Sejuani's
buffer,
gonna
good
go down
buffer.
here. Knockup from Cho'Gath. Sejuani getting killed. And
Yep.
that's Baron.
That's a ping for the Baron. They should be going and taking that. They have a mountain. This should go down very fast.
And I
Yeah,
think
so-
with this Baron, they should 1-3-1 with the 2 TPs.
Yeah, the only hope for
Completely
the
agree with
Crumblers here might be the Cho'Gath, but it looks unlikely.
Cho'Gath has no flash. He cannot get over that wall, especially with Borj playing goalkeeper.
No
Alright.
smite used from Hecarim.
I
Probably
see
realizing
Copycat
he
going
didn't
towards
need
the Infernal Drake here. He might be able to trade it.
it. Copycat actually just going,
Looks like he decides not to.
He's just
recalling
recalling.
here.
He's not taking it. I think that is a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee Cat now currently at 3.5 items. Sivir picking up that last Whisper right there. Good choice. Lots of armor on the side of Cookie Crumblers right now.
Red side is actually in a money deficit right now. Their waves are now beginning to start getting pushed, and they have no camps up.
They
And
are
they
now
have
looking
nothing to
test
do
the
with their
dragon.
downtime here, but fight. And that's a free dragon getting the bind onto the Ornn.
Bozo
Blue team
might
actually
actually die.
re-engages.
Rosa Sigurd has no Valkyrie in the pit here. This might be a problem. He
They're
flashes
all
out the
sitting in
back.
the pit. They're all in the pit.
Midago's stuck.
Midago.
He does have ultimate.
Not soon enough.
Unable to get out there.
Sigurd did have to blow his flash in order to make it out of that situation.
Now,
That's a
before that fight started, Snakethorn was way out of position on that jungle entrance there, getting caught by the Tristana, getting hit, and because Sivir's pretty short ranged, Tristana just got free autos in and basically took him out of the fight.
Alright, we see the bot lane push here, but it's going to be really hard considering that Team 4-1 does have the Baron buff. I might be able to kill.
Oh, Copycat actually not expecting that much damage coming out.
You hate to see
Coffee Cat
that.
thinks he can out crit a Corki. That is where he is wrong. Another
The
mistake.
Ornhorn is
He
coming
doesn't.
up in 14 seconds. If red side stays here, which they shouldn't be, that could be pretty detrimental.
Coffee Cat not even getting the heal off in that fight right there. Maybe if he was able to auto and ult, he might have won that fight, but it was just died way too soon to the Corki.
I definitely think that red side should have just taken that fight, taking their picks on the drag side and just reset.
Completely
Yeah,
agree with you
definitely.
there. Hecarim
See, upgraded
upgraded here
Trinity
again.
Force
Another Trinity Force upgrade.
Damn, it's getting pretty late game, and Sivir and Corgi both look like pretty unstoppable forces at this point.
Cho'Gath, with no resistances or items, he's just... It's so weird to play Cho'Gath that way.
He's gonna
he's
need
really-
to get that Rabadon's next, and I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to get the gold for it.
Cho'Gath
the
already
problem-
has high enough base damages. I just don't think it's optimal to go AP, full AP.
What would you like to see in the build? Just full
I
tank?
definitely, you know, the classic like Righteous Glory, Warmongs, Gargoyle Stoneplate for that burst damage from the ult. Things like that, but
Do you think with that build though that their team would have little to no damage though?
definitely. But it's just the thing you should go on Cho'Gath. Maybe perhaps like a control mage here or something to keep that run and gun comp in check.
I don't remember if it
Instead
was
of
banned or
Cho'Gath.
not, but a Syndra would have been a good choice in this team comp, I believe.
I believe Sin was
Maybe
banned
even-
in the second round.
Second
Maybe
round.
a Rise
okay.
or a Victor too.
However, the Cho'Gath was picked in the first round, so instead of the
Yeah.
Cho'Gath, they could have taken the Syndra at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Choices,
just
choices.
need-
We'll have to see if
They
it pays
needed
off.
a champion who has like those walls, those like cutoffs, like the Victor W, Anivia wall, things like that, to where that Hecarim just can't get all up in your face, where that Orange just can't run into your backline because of the Sivir ult. Sivir ult actually being used here. Good spell shield coming out of Snake Lord, playing out of his mind.
Yeah, Snakedoor's definitely been a very great performer for the team at 4-1.
For sure.
A lot of their victories are off the back of a carry.
We see Team 5-1 in the chat coming out from Chip himself. What do you guys think? You guys think it's...
Right now, if I had to bet money, it would be on team 4-1.
They are engaging right now. Blue
Lord
Llama.
actually not going through, but Sejuani had to commit for the... He gets killed for it. Coming in, overextending there.
Coming
Not
in
sure why.
again, getting too
Flashing
close
in.
to that corpse.
As you can see,
That was-
Cho'Gath just doesn't deal the damage.
He's just not been ulting in these fights like he needs to.
Exactly. You don't even need the feast stacks. You just need that
Oh.
raw 500, 600 damage that just comes out of that ult.
They may be looking for the immediate end right here with Borge teleporting to the bot lane.
They definitely should end here.
Yeah, I think they can. Let's see
Ward
what
should not be
happens.
bot in him though. He should be helping.
Either Borge needs
But-
to be not bot hit him, or they need to be bottom. That wave for Borge is a
But they
lot
can probably
larger than
still
what
end
they
here. Tristana up in
That's a
10
giant
seconds.
wave coming in.
Borge is actually still healthy, so they might be able to look for another fight. Snake Thorn in a good position for this front-to-back fight.
Yep, they should be able to end
Nexus
it right here.
exposed, and this could be game. And it's looking like game.
And
Team
that-
4-1 becoming Team 5-1.
Wow.
Well played from both sides,
game.
but a very, very bloody battle to get to that end.
What a game.
What a
Great
game
performances from
indeed.
both sides. That was an interesting and entertaining final game of the day. Constant
For
fights
sure.
all the way throughout. Who do we want to see for interviews? Who do you want to talk to tonight, guys?
There's two people I mainly want to talk to. I want to talk to Snakethorn and I want to talk to Borge.
Snakethorn and Borge. Let's see if Borge is available for an interview right now. We can see if he's available and then pull him in here, ask him what his thoughts on tonight's game was. Upgrading their team name.
Yeah, team in 5-1. It has a good ring to it. Not team 6-0 though, unfortunately.
Okay, now we do have Borge, so let's pull him right in on here. And Borge, welcome to the caster's
What up,
booth.
Gator?
Hey, Evan.
Borge,
Sorry, you were
Borge.
here.
what were your thoughts
Hello.
of that game?
Hello, Dan.
How was that
Hello,
top
Lawrence.
lane matchup?
That top lane matchup was, I mean, I was feeling the Orin from the get-go, but, I mean, just in coach conference, he was like, I don't know, you know, it's like a really Garen favorite matchup, and I thought, well, yeah, but you gotta account for the skill.
Oh,
account
shots
for the
actually being
skill.
What are you
fired.
trying to say about the skill?
I'm saying that
Damn!
I think that Garen was a really, really safe pick, and you know, no diss to Chris or anything. I think it was a really safe pick for their comp. They needed somebody that we were gonna, you know, have a hard time peeling off of. Garen is pretty good into me because he can just, you know, E all the way around my my W flame breath, and that was really annoying a lot in the lane. But I think that when it came to the team fights, I just had a lot more versatility on my champ.
I definitely think those short trades you're taking were very favorable for the Ornn.
Pre-6, yeah, pre-6 it was really I really felt in control of the lane 100%.
Oh,
It kind of started to get a little shaky after he we did that play mid and then he got a couple of towers top, but honestly, I mean if even looking how everything evened out there at the end screen, he was up I guess by let me look at it right here. Yeah, he's up by about almost 2,000 gold, but what y'all
Mhm.
have to keep in mind is that I'm getting a couple thousand gold worth of stats just off my upgrades. So we're basically even, and even Garen versus even Orin. I think that for the team fights, I was able to give a lot more disruption and
Yeah.
feel for our carries.
All I wanted to say was a great performance today, Borge. Very
Thank you,
well
Evan. I
done.
appreciate it.
Yeah, great performance. Thank you for the interview, Borge. We're going to be talking to Snakethorn next. Congratulations on the win tonight.
All right, thanks. I'm glad I got carried.
All right, you heard it here first.
I like that.
Borge
I like
sang
that.
for the carry, but he definitely performed tonight. Now let's have Snakethorn. Snakethorn, you're in the caster's booth. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
What were your
Snakethorn.
opinions on that game? You had a great performance today. 5-1-7 on that Sivir.
Yeah, I mean, I had to make up for that pitiful performance in the earlier game. And then we picked Sivir, and they picked Morgana, and I was very confused because I feel like Morgana's pretty worthless in the Sivir and lane. So I just kind of cleared waves and then led Ryan into me a couple of times, and it just worked out.
You heard it
That's
here.
very nice.
Not a
Morgana,
better
pretty
word
worthless.
Yeah, I mean, I just spell shield the bindings, and it's just like, she's worthless. So, yeah.
Yeah, Snakethorn, how was it bouncing back from the earlier loss? Was the team like frustrated at all, or did you guys just reset?
No, I mean, I was a little frustrated, personally, because I felt like I could have played that game a little better, especially with that first double kill down bot. But aside from that, we bounced back pretty easily. I don't think anyone was too stressed by it. We were like, all right, we're still 4-0. Let's go 5-0. So, but we did.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Found
what we
it.
like to hear. That positive mental attitude coming from Alabama players today. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you for the
And-
interview. Now, we're going to move on and talk to Ryan Coffee Cat from the Cookie Crumblers. All right, now, Ryan, welcome to the caster's booth.
The young wild turtle, as one would
Hello.
say.
How do you feel about that game, Ryan? What are your opinions on that?
It's a little tilting because I think early and mid game we didn't really. I don't think we followed our plan exactly 100%, and then in the last two team fights, instead of just playing front to back and praying, I kind of just inted to try and Hail Mary win them, I guess.
What was your guys' game plan going into that you think you deviated from?
Early gank bot and also Rift Herald was a huge part of it, and we did not do either of those things.
Very
Uh,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, were you as shocked as the casters were when you walked into that bush in top lane and instantly disappeared?
I'm surprised I even had time to hit W, because I don't know when he got in there, but I don't think he was initially. Like when I was shoving the wave, I don't think he was there. Pretty much the whole game, like, the burst was a lot higher than I remember it being for Corky.
Evan, Derek, do either of you guys got questions for Ryan that you want to ask?
Not really.
I have a question.
Sure, Derek.
You guys got your first win today, and unfortunately lost this one. What's your guys' game plan going forward?
I guess game plan wise, we're making a team identity, hammering out issues. I think you can tell 0-4 in scrims, but 1-1 in games. It's actually kind of working towards improvement.
That's what I'm talking about.
Unfortunate scrims, but better performances on stage. That's what you want
Yeah,
to see.
we're like TL.
Yeah,
Definitely
like
should be
TL.
proud.
That's the spirit. Thank you for the interview today, Ryan. Congratulations, or good job on the games today. All right, those were our games for today, guys.
Oh wait, Chip wanted to be interviewed.
Oh,
if
Chip
you want.
wants to be interviewed. Yeah, let's have an interview with Chip. Let's pull Chipper right in on here,
Before we
wherever
pull
he's
Chip in here,
hiding.
who would you guys say the MVPs were of that game?
Oh, MVPs of that game. Do we only have a choice of one today?
Both
MVP
sides.
of the day.
Both sides. Okay. Well, for this game at least, I'm gonna have to say MVP. I gotta say Roasted Sigurd. Just he had some great damage, absolutely destroyed the other AD carry with damage at times, and more importantly, we had some hyphy plays coming out from him. There were many times we saw him flying in, going after them. What do you guys think?
For sure.
I mean, most KP on speaks for itself. He was making plays all around the map, and was really carrying his team in the damage department.
Yep,
It was,
most plays
really
around the
nice to
map.
watch.
Correct. The only thing maybe you could improve on, a couple less deaths, but either way,
Maybe.
when you go for plays that hyphy, sometimes you fly too close to the sun.
For
Yeah.
me, I would have to say Snakethorn. The fact that he was down 0-1 and ended up bouncing back and playing almost like perfectly, like no more deaths after that first death. That's pretty impressive.
No, yeah, Snakethorn is definitely one of the best players in the league, and definitely a candidate for MVP.
I mean, we've known him for a long time. He's been in the scene for such a long time. I mean,
Yeah, he's one of those hungry players that never quits, never stops improving. Love to see it.
exactly.
Very true, very accurate. Now, let's get that interview with Chip right in here.
Alrighty.
Chip, you're in the caster's booth. What do you want to tell us?
What's up?
All right,
What's
great
up?
start. Chip, how do you feel? Your team bounced back from the first loss. You guys managed to get a win under your belt. How do you feel about it?
Well, I first want to address Ryan's comment. I would not compare them to TL. I think they're probably closer to like 100 Thieves, maybe.
Oh my god.
100 Thieves. Oh.
Overrated AD carry that just, didn't perform.
Jesus, man.
It's okay. Great win from the team today. Super proud of Sigurd. He went off his pool and showed he's better than everyone in the league. Wasn't even close.
Did you say off his pool? Corky's not in his
Yeah.
normal pick?
Oh no, Corky is not in his pool.
But what about
No, sir.
Snakethorn though?
Blake's. I mean,
out of his mind.
we just have the best players in every single position. I don't know what to say. Like, the skill difference is just immense on our team.
Is that
Like,
including Vidago or with your normal jungler?
oh no,
Do
it's
I
including
catch that?
Vidago. Like Vidago is by far the best jungler in the league. Like, you saw Connor didn't build boots until the last item. That's a typical bronze play. is
I
all
don't
I'm
know,
gonna say.
but Connor did give you guys the name 4-1 for.
Man, all I'm gonna say is my players are every single position the best players in the league, hands down, no question about it. I scouted these players, I drafted them, put them on my team, and look where we are, 5-1.
Well, congratulations for that win, man.
I don't need
A hard-working
congratulations.
coach who overvalues flex picks. Let's go.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yep. Congratulations, Chip, on the win. Bold words today. Thank you for the interview. Now,
Damn much. Oof.
those were our 3 games for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to today's in-house league games. It's fun casting them with the many different people who came in to cast today. We'll probably be coming back at you guys with more content in the future. Keep
Great
checking back.
content.
Check out the league Discord. The Bama Esports Discord, always a great place to go for all your Alabama esports needs. There's also the League of Legends Discord as one of the larger games. We have our own Discord. You can see it there on the overlay. Come join in. Come play with us. We're always welcoming to new people. Always happy to have new people learn. And in-house leagues. We've got 3 teams. Might as well make it 4, right? Come out. Anything
We'll
else
talk about it.
my co-casters want to say here today?
I just want to thank you for running the whole thing. Very good job.
Evan, any words from you?
I just wanted to say, great job on casting, all of us. I think
Alright.
we had a blast.
Yeah, we definitely did. Great job tonight, guys. And again, thank you to everyone. We're going to call it here today. Have a great night, guys.
Later.
See ya.